This is an update to the previous audio guide that was produced by Graham from Sheffield Live in conjunction with Tramlines and SRSB, the Sheffield Royal Society for the Blind. SRSB is an independent charity that works with blind and partially sighted people in Sheffield and provides a wide range of services for visually impaired people of all ages in the city. Each of these three organisations wanted to help festival goers to get the most out of the event. It's not long to go now, and we wanted to give everyone the latest news and to wish you all a fantastic weekend. It's a great lineup, so let's hope the weather plays its part too.
Yes, as you can hear, festival season's well underway, and on the 19th, 20th and 21st of July, which is not far off now, Tramlines will be taking place in Sheffield. I've come down to the Wick at both ends to speak to Alex Deadman again to find out how the final preparations have come together. Hello again, Alex, how are you going on? All right?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for letting us come and talk to you again about Tramlines. How's it going? Okay?
It's going really well. It's looking, I think we're going to have our best festival yet.
Yeah, I hope the weather holds for it. It's going to be amazing if it does.
Well, I think about Tramlines, there's always some good indoor bits, and we might have a bit of rain over the weekend, but it certainly won't dampen the spirits.
As you say, a lot of the stuff's indoors anyway.
Yeah,
You know, you can mix and match it really.
Yeah.
And most of the outdoor places are capable of handling rain as well, aren't they? They're on hard standing, that sort of thing. Yeah. So it's really good. So, Tramlines, for those people who aren't aware of it, and I think most people in Sheffield do know about it, how long's it been going?
Since 2009.
Right. And we did touch on this in the last recording, but in case people haven't heard that, one of the things I did ask you last time is why have you had to start charging for certain venues this year?
Basically because we had no money.
Yeah, that's as good a reason as any, isn't it? Yeah.
It costs a lot to do the festival.
Yeah.
And we, for various different reasons, we didn't have enough money by quite a long amount for this year's event.
But it must be said that you're only charging in certain venues, so there's a hell of a lot of free stuff out there anyway as well,
There is still a lot of free stuff. We are keen for people to get the wristband and to support the festival, but there is definitely a lot of stuff you can do for free, that's right.
But by buying the wristbands, that ensures probably that it will carry on.
That's right, well that's the hope.
Yeah.
We think it's a good thing for Sheffield, and most other people we speak to seem to feel the same way, so yeah, we're looking at something that's sustainable in the future.
Yeah, and the prices are pretty reasonable, I think. I mean, how much does it cost?
If you come for a day, it's £6. You buy a wristband whichever venue you first turn up in, and then that wristband can get you wherever you want.
Right.
We currently have weekend wristbands on sale at £15. They can be bought online only.
Yeah.
But they won't be available over the weekend, so you have to buy day tickets on the weekend.
Right. And if you get a wristband, that means you'll be able to get in places like the O2 and the large venues that wouldn't normally charge for events generally.
Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah.
If the only restriction would be if the venue's at capacity.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so even if you've got a wristband, you need to make sure you get there in good time, don't you? If you've got a particular band you want to see.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So now, obviously there's a hell of a lot of venues involved in this. I mean, roughly how many are there taking part?
I can tell you that there's, including wristbanded and non-wristbanded venues, about between 60 and 70.
Yeah.
Doing stages.
And that's over, is it 2.5 days? Does it include the Friday night or what?
Yeah, there's stuff from quite early on Friday. There's no stages open on Friday, but there's lots of venues. And there's actually, on Thursday, there's Tramlines Eve, which is something we do every year, and that's at the Lead Mill.
Oh, right.
So there's one gig on Thursday, and then
So it's going to be a heck of a long weekend, isn't it, for some people?
It is, and I think the final gigs finish at 6 a.m. on Monday morning. So
blooming heck.
If you still got some energy by
I was going to say, if you're still there at that time, you deserve a medal, I think, if you've gone through the whole lot.
Definitely.
But the beauty of it is you can pick and choose what you do on the Tramlines thing, can't you?
Yeah.
Even with a wristband, you can turn up for a bit of one day and then come later on another day and stuff like that.
Well, a lot of the gigs and a lot of the individual artists are certainly worth on their individually a £6 wristband. So you could just come and see them. But we hope that people go off and maybe see things that they haven't seen before.
Now, I know that it's spread further than some people think, actually, because I know there's a thing goes off in Endcliffe Park, isn't there? What's that all about?
Endcliffe Park is the folk forest.
Right.
It's in its third year now, sponsored by Thornbridge, and it takes place over Saturday and Sunday. It's got lots of craft events, there's lots of workshops, there's loads of stalls, and there's lots of music as well, some great folk acts.
Yeah.
It's particularly good if maybe you find the city centre a bit bustly, you've got children, it's very chilled out there. If you prefer like a green site for your festival, then that's that sort of experience.
Well, you could nip down there just for an hour or two, couldn't you, from the main town centre bit? Because there's this busker bus, apparently, isn't there?
Yeah, the buskers buses will be running this year, and they connect some of the outlying bits, so the folk forest at Endcliffe Park, also some of the pubs, CADS, which is the blues stage, which is down Shalesmoor.
Right.
And just some of the more outlying bits that are slightly more than walking distance away. You can get, and there's some fantastic bands performing on the buskers bus.
I was going to ask about that, because for those people who don't know, you get on this bus and it takes you in a sort of almost a figure of 8 around the outskirts of the town, including down to Endcliffe Park.
Yeah.
And you've got a busker on there, or buskers on there performing
it's
all the way
often
around.
Rather than individuals, it's often bands doing acoustic sets.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, that's worth going on just to see
It is.
a bit of a change, isn't it, really?
There's some great videos from previous years out there.
Yeah, sounds good. So, where are the stages then, just for those people who aren't sure? How does it all work out in terms of the taking over of the city centre?
Well, the stages that aren't normally there, the main stage is Devonshire Green, so that is the main stage where all the headliners are.
Yep.
Stage 2, which was formerly the New Music stage, has moved from Barker's Pool into the O2 Academy.
Right.
So Saturday and Sunday daytime, inside the O2 Academy will be stage 2, which is the new music, or was the new music stage.
Yeah.
The Peace Gardens, the whole Peace Gardens is going to be known as the International Peace Gardens.
Right.
There's a stage there which on Saturday will be the World Music stage, and on Sunday will be the Youth and Community stage.
Right.
And also there's stuff happening in the Winter Gardens around that, and in Jubilee Square, which is some interactive science stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. And is there anything actually happening in front of the City Hall then this year, or what?
At Barker's Pool is the basis of the street theatre.
Right.
So there's some really good street theatre, and also some roaming street theatre. Some acts that are going to be going around the city centre, including, I don't know if you caught this last year, something called Granny Turismo.
Oh no, I've not seen that.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It's three. I won't want to give it away too much. It's 3 grannies who ride around on sort of pimped up shopping trolleys.
Really?
Doing dance routines, being a bit mischievous. It's very, very entertaining. They're big on the festival circuit.
Right.
And I saw them myself last year, and they're really
I'll
funny.
have to check those out.
They're really,
try and
really
track
good.
them down wherever they happen to be. So, what big acts have you sort of signed since? Well, in fact, what big acts have you got this year?
Well, you can. All our acts are now on the website,
and
you can actually find which acts are playing at which venue for all the wristbanded stuff. But I'll just give you the sort of the top line of our.
That's fine. Yeah, because we can't go through everybody. Because there's absolutely tons of stuff, isn't there?
There's over 700 artists.
That's incredible. That.
So if you've got an hour, I'll read it to you. But Leanne Havis, the Selector, Toddler T Sound, 2.54, 65 Days of Static, who are presenting Sleepwalk City, which is a sort of audio-visual installation at Millennium Gallery over the weekend. Really
that should be good.
B-Traits, Breach, David Rodigan, DJ EZ, Dog is Dead, Dutch Uncles, Friends, Gentleman's Dub Club, Jim Jones Review, Lulu James, Martello, Maurice Fulton, New Young Pony Club, Rolo Tomasi, Shangaan Electro, which is a sort of South African dance and music craze which is
I've heard about
sweeping
that.
the world. Good.
That sounds worth checking out. Is that going to be on the international stage then, the one in the Peace
It is.
Garden?
It's actually on the Sunday.
Right.
It's Sunday evening, and there's a dance workshop to accompany it. So
that should be interesting.
It would be really good fun. Yeah. Really good fun.
No, it sounds absolutely fantastic. And I understand you've got a special announcement as well. What's happening?
Yeah, well, we've partnered with Warp Films and Jameson's, and Warp are going to be showing the film that they've made recently, Shane Meadows' film, Made in Stone, which is a Stone Roses documentary.
Oh yeah,
came out just over a month ago.
Right.
So in O2 Academy on Friday night, they're going to be showing the film. It'll be decked out really nice in there. It'll be sort of nice casual environment to watch a film in. And then it's going to become a sort of Manchester Hacienda style party.
That's
afterwards.
going to be good. And is that also still covered by the wristband?
Yeah, that's part of the wristband, and that's Dave Haslam, who's an old Hacienda DJ.
Oh, right.
And 808 State going to be performing at that.
I know a few people are going to be going to that. That's going to be a good night.
So do I.
Absolutely
it should be great.
fantastic.
That's Friday night. So yeah, we're really pleased to get that in.
And obviously there's going to be a heck of a lot of food stalls and things like that knocking about,
there'll be
isn't
stalls throughout the main stages.
Yep.
And because we're in the city, there's all the normal shops that are around in the city centre as well.
Yeah, it's going to be packed, isn't it? Basically,
Yeah,
it's going to be a great weekend.
Devonshire Green is Division Street is pedestrianised.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, which is really nice actually. It's nice to see that, and it'll be chocker. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's worth pointing out because personally, I think if someone is sight impaired, particularly if they have a guide dog, so they can't see hardly anything, I personally think they would be best going with a friend to help them along, because it is quite difficult to navigate up Division Street.
Depends where you are. Like certainly the Folk Forest at Endcliffe Park and Western Park, which is also programming a lot of stuff. They'll be more. They won't be as dense because they're very big spaces. But if you're in the middle of the city. The Devonshire Green's quite good because it's a very big space. It's never, although around the stage will be quite busy. There's always a bit of
there's the bankings, isn't there? It's like
it's
not a natural amphitheatre because it was made like that.
That's
and
right,
it works really well.
But certainly the streets and like the very centre of town, it will be very very bustly. Guide dog could get a bit confused.
I do remember on Division Street because you have to put barriers up and things.
That's right. Yeah.
And people have to be sort of let through certain gaps, if you like. Well, the guide dogs wouldn't have known those gaps.
No.
By being trained earlier than that. So really, you are best turning up with a friend if you can't see very well. I can't see very well, now I can get by, so if you've got some sight you may well be okay. But anyway, it's a lot better to go with your mates anyway, isn't it, I think?
It's a lot of fun, definitely.
So you're looking forward to it then, or are you really getting to the point where you just want it to be over and done with?
Oh no, I never feel like that. I mean, sometimes you think about it'd be nice not to have to do quite so much work. But it's always like this. We don't work with this intensity throughout the year. Maybe we should, but it's now that we have to. So no, it's fun.
Now there are guides going to be available. I'm talking written, printed guides that are going to be on sale from various street vendors, aren't they, during the weekend?
Well, I'll fill you in on that. So if you purchase a weekend wristband online, when you collect that, you'll get given a program, a written program which has full listings in it. All the stuff that's happening in wristbanded venues and the main stages, because some of the main stages are free, is on the website, and you can detail the timings of everything. All the stuff that's in the free venues, we've just got a list of artists because there's so much information there. We can't get it across, but you can buy the program's going to be priced at £3. And you can buy that through all the different venues and from people on the street.
And of course the people who are selling them will always give people tips or help in terms of guidance as to where to go and things like that.
And there is a map in there's a map in the programme. There's also a clash finder which will be on the website and the programme, which shows you the key venues, who's playing at what time, so you can compare them with each other.
Right, so the web address then for the website, what is that?
www.tramlines.org.uk.
Well, that's easy enough to remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
And do you have a Facebook page as well?
Yeah, it's just facebook.com/tramlines, and then Twitter as well. There's a Twitter account. Right. We do a lot of stuff on Twitter.
Yeah. I know we're getting quite close to the event now. Is it still worth people registering online to get the email updates? Or
definitely, because we'll be issuing another one this week, and we'll be issuing one of the week of the festival as well. And there's so much information. We use the email to get across lots of different little things that they may not know about. So that's one of the challenges with Tramlines, is just making sure everybody knows what's going on. So.
As we've found, I mean, you can't just list every act that's on because we'll be here all day. So it's up to individuals to check through the listings, possibly with the help of somebody else, but basically go through the listings and work out what you want to see, and then I think you need to plan it like a sort of campaign to get the best out of it. Otherwise you'll find you've missed a great band by about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
and then you just arrive in the Peace Gardens when there's a band on that you didn't particularly want to see, or something like that.
Yeah,
and at the other end of town, there's a really great band you did want to see.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who's been to Glastonbury involves a lot of walking. I think
Yeah.
Sheffield City Centre is probably quite significantly smaller than Glastonbury site, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's still worth planning if you really want. If there's acts you really want to see, definitely buy a programme on Friday and plan it, or check on the website in advance.
I can't wait. It's
Neither
going to be
can I.
fantastic.
Neither can I.
Well, thanks for chatting to us again, and
No problem.
good luck with it. And
Thank you
we'll
very much.
hope and pray for good weather. Okay. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye bye.